Yang baru itu dilahirkan oleh yang lama. Asas satu-satunya kota merupakan tanda perubahan. Ia tidak boleh dilenyapi oleh perubahan.
Kuala Lumpur, which was founded at the confluence of two rivers, grew in strength on the basis of being a tin mine town, quickly emerged to become a centre of administration of the colonial enterprise, and eventually it progressed to become a young nation's capital.
Kuala Lumpur merupakan contoh kota moden pada titik permulaan negara Malaysia yang bebas dan merdeka. Kita harus memperingati bahawa permulaan negara Malaya dan Malaysia berlaku di sini apabila ada penyerahan kedaulatan daripada pihak British dan Raja-Raja Melayu kepada rakyat Malaysia. Jadi, apapun berlaku di mana-mana ufuk negara Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur merupakan pusatnya.
And so it is that legacy and that memory that we look for when we talk about heritage. So whether it is physical, like this building, or it is in a person because they carry an important message, all of these then collectively represent what we want and we consider important enough to make sure that it continues.
And it is in this regard that we have embarked on this ambitious program, inspired by the past to reimagine for the future on what has been named as Warisan KL. The area we have identified as downtown Kuala Lumpur, known as Warisan KL, spans a 2-kilometer radius from the confluence of the Klang and Gombak rivers. This core and buffer zone holds the most extensive collection of historic urban fabric in the country, a place rich in cultural legacy and national significance. But more than preserving the past, this area regeneration represents a strategic opportunity to revitalize our capital through an economy based on culture, breathe new life into spaces, bring about vibrancy and catalyze new opportunities for Malaysia.
Saya membuat kajian yang agak terperinci tentang morfologi bandar Kuala Lumpur, iaitu macam mana Kuala Lumpur tu ditumbuh daripada tot kecil je dekat Medan Pasar tu sampai sekarang. Yang menarik, yang mungkin banyak blok-blok bangunan mungkin dia dah berubah. Bangunan tu mungkin dah kena ubah suai, mungkin daripada 2 tingkat jadi 10 tingkat, 5 tingkat. Tetapi bentuk haluan jalan semua sama.
Kuala Lumpur ini mempunyai satu keunikan. Di dalam bahagian wilayah di Southeast Asia ni, Kuala Lumpur ni adalah aman. Kuala Lumpur ni adalah selamat. Dan Kuala Lumpur ini mempunyai kepelbagaian kebudayaan, pelbagaian gaya hidup. Dan inilah yang perlu kita pelihara. Di sini perancangan dan juga pemeliharaan yang mampan perlu diutamakan. Kita memerlukan satu pendekatan yang menyeluruh ataupun berintegrasi dari segi kita merancang, membangun dan mengurus bandaraya ini. Oleh itu, projek ini amat penting untuk kita mengembalikan kawasan ini supaya kita boleh menjadikan Kuala Lumpur sebagai satu hub global, kalau tidak di dunia, sekurang-kurangnya di bahagian Global South.
What we believe is actually to make this particular area, Warisan KL, to reflect what it is about Malaysia, what makes Malaysia. It is about our multiculturalism. It is about our pluralism. It's about our dynamism as a society. And I think that's what we hope will inject life into our buildings, into our cultural assets. Today, we see the reversing of the stagnation. We see the decay being renewed. We see buildings being refreshed. New activities have emerged. And we also see hope for a new future. We believe the next phase is an important inflection point and that we have an ambitious program to position this as a world-class destination, to position this as an attraction for our locals, and eventually we hope this will bring back the visitors. We are confident the path we have set on to honor our past, to capture our present, and to curate our future would be one that will connect with every Malaysian, bring back the pride of our nation, and to celebrate our diversity.
And on behalf of Dewan, Bandaraya, Kuala Lumpur and Tick City, I wish to extend a warm welcome to respective editors and journalists for attending today's media briefing on the Warisan Kuala Lumpur initiative. We appreciate your presence and interest in this significant endeavour. Today's session aims to provide an overview of the Warisan KL initiative, which will be launched by Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim this very Friday, 25th April 2025, in this very building itself. We are honored to have with us today the two key distinguished personalities driving this endeavor. We have the Mayor of KL, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Sri TPR, Dr. Sri Maimunah Muhammad Sharif, the Mayor of KL, of course, and Tick City's Managing Director, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Abdul Majid. Thank you. I hope the video will provide you some insights and some background to the Warisan KL initiative. Moving on, we'll like to invite Dr. Sri Maimunah to share her insights about introducing the Warisan KL initiative, and will follow by robust and open Q&A session between the key personalities and our attendees today. May I now invite...
Iaitu Warisan Kuala Lumpur ataupun Kuala Lumpur Heritage pada 25 bulan di auditorium di bangunan ini sendiri ya. So hari ini saya ingin memberikan sedikit some highlights. First, what is Warisan Kuala Lumpur represent? Yeah. The second, how it will benefit our city and our people. Why Warisan Kuala Lumpur? How do we plan to deliver this after launch by Yang Amat Berhormat, our Prime Minister, on this Friday? But more importantly, how every Malaysian, not just KLites, but can be part of this story, of this glory, and also for this future. So I just give you a bit of introductions on this Warisan Kuala Lumpur. Warisan Kuala Lumpur is a strategic initiative that brings together heritage, creativity, arts, people to rejuvenate the historic core of Kuala Lumpur. Yeah. So anchored in the recommendation of the Kuala Lumpur Creative and Cultural District Strategic Master Plan, also adopted in the Kuala Lumpur Structure Plan 2040, and also an initiative that strengthened the city's historic core as a civic and cultural heart of the nation. So this Warisan KL is not new. It's already reflected in our Structure Plan. It's also already reflected in our local plan 2020, and also our draft local plan in 2014. So it's located around the confluence of Klang and the Gombak rivers, where I think from the history you know this is the birthplace of Kuala Lumpur. And then Warisan Kuala Lumpur builds on the area cultural richness, stories, tradition, buildings, architecture, and more important is the collective memories that have shaped our national identity. So taking from the culture-based approach to urban rejuvenations, we aim to unlock new economic and social value by leveraging on creative and cultural industries that connect our stories and heritage asset which is still available there on the ground with inclusive and future-forward development. So I think this is a normal. In many cities, there will be a stage where it's hollowing out. I think in Melbourne, even in our own country, in Georgetown, in Penang, if you are familiar, I was also involved together with Datuk Hamdan at that time to get Georgetown into the World Heritage List, and then people are moving out. How can we bring people in? I think this is the same story that is in Kuala Lumpur, because Warisan Kuala Lumpur is focused initiative within the broader urban fabric, but this area zeroes on our historic civic core, from Dataran Merdeka Heritage Area to Masjid Jamek Enclave, from Petaling Street to Bukit Nanas, and also the area that carry the weight of our city's origin story. So instead we are beginning where we all began, and the heart of our capital, before radiating outward. So you can see this on the screen, that is Kuala Lumpur is at a crossroad from the 1850, how is it grow to 1880, 1885, 1917, and then now until now. So by revitalizing this area, we are not just upgrading infrastructure. Yeah? We are not only restoring the building, not only upgrading the drainage, not only maybe increase, make it the landscape, but it's also trying to strengthen the meaning and the identity of our city, at the same time giving future generations the opportunity to inherit, shape, and what is more important is to take pride in our city. I think this is what we put it, is a livable and lovable Kuala Lumpur. How now it's livable, but how can we love Kuala Lumpur? I think this is very important. That is to ensure that our future development is rooted in identity, memory, and also pride, and it's making an honor for its people and also the past. That's why you can say that it's our past. The past is our future. Our past is our future. The square, I think Georgetown is 19 kilometers square. Here is 20 kilometers square. As I said just now, is defined as a core and a buffer zone, and encompassing the key civic heritage. You can see it on the map. This heritage and commercial zone. At the same time, we have identified this study. As I said, is not only this few months, but it's already reflected in the such a plan. And I think the city has done the study for the last 10 years, and now is the time for us to really put the plan into practice, implement whatever studies, that whatever recommendation that we have. So as I always say, that I'm an action-oriented person. Yes, we have the policy, yes, we have the plan, but where is the implementation? So now, as I mentioned much earlier, year 2025 is the year of implementation for the PKL. So we hope that by on the 25th, when the Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister launched this project, then we will have already the work plan, and you can see on the ground now, the Bangunan Sultan Bersama, the Kakosa, we already started the renovation and also the preservation, and the next stage will be the Dataran Merdeka and the surrounding areas. So when you mention about Kuala Lumpur, I think the slide is already show the stories. I think I don't need to repeat, because it's a story begin with the confluence of two rivers. I think all of the Rakan media, I think you knows about that, from 1857 to then was 19 miners arrived and it grew into capital city. At the same time, and in the recent decades, development have moved outwards. You can see that is now we have the 11 parliament areas in Kuala Lumpur. And if you look into the population, it's already 2 million, but of course the greater Kuala Lumpur will be around 8 million population. So how can we create an area where we believe that the heart of Kuala Lumpur is still beating strong? You know, it's still there, and it's a time for us to rejuvenate and reconnect with the other development surrounding. So I think at the same time, when I mentioned just now, many cities also witness a form of hollowing out. The essential function of the cities like housing, you can see finance, administration, recreation, slowly migrated elsewhere. So if you look in the area, that 20 kilometers square, actually you can see that is a Kuala Lumpur in the city, Kuala Lumpur in the garden, in the park in the Kuala Lumpur, because it's just next to Taman Botani. It's next to the what they call it, the Tugu, Taman Tugu. So we would like to connect, cities and green, and also the activities. And we already submitted our application to be in the UNESCO Creative Network. And I just received the email from Paris, I think 2 days ago. Mana Puan Wahida? I don't know, he's not here. 2 days ago, that all our application, Datuk, is all in order. All the documentation is well received, and now they are going to the next stage. So hopefully soon we can announce it that, kena doa lah, so that we can get the recognition by UNESCO as a Kuala Lumpur as a creative city under the Creative City Network. At the same time, we have 10 iconic flagship catalytic initiative. As I said, we are not only rejuvenate, we are not only looking into the building, but it's also bringing activities, bringing economic
activities, economic growth, and bringing people back into the city. So we have 10 flagship project that serve as an anchor of transportation. So this project span from historic landmark to green corridors, from cultural programming to civic infrastructure. So you can see that is on the screen. The anchored in Madani guided by heritage, Dataran Merdeka Heritage Area, and then second we have the Kakosa Srinagar. That's our second project. But of course there will be a detail if you want to know what are we going to do in Dataran Heritage Area. We have all the proposal in the Kakosa Srinagar. We want to estate of memory, reborn as a eco-cultural sanctuary, blending heritage, biodiversity. There's another connotation now because it's not biodiver SYTY, but it's biodiver CITY, biodiversity. So and immersive storytelling. Third is Merdeka 118. I think there's also one area. Fourth is Masjid Jamek Enclave. There's another Masjid Jamek Enclave. We would like to improve it. I think you can see that how can we now integrate the river of life into our Warisan Kuala Lumpur, and how can we clean up? We can bring back the life, bring back the vibrancy, and also bring back the business into this area. And the fifth is a trade quadrant. This is also a marketplace to transform from today's entrepreneur and change makers, and support by the legacy trades, street vendors, and also small businesses with a vibrant commercial cultural corridor. The sixth is Memorial Tun Abdul Razak. This is also important site, and then it's we would like to this site into the living center of knowledge, leadership, and national values. So honoring the legacy of the Malaysia's second Prime Minister, we have all the program, and we will implement it from according to our timeline. 7 is content and programming. I think it's very important for us to strengthen the KL's cultural identity, the creative ecosystem through city branding. So this one is one of the city branding, as I mentioned just now. The KL submission to UNESCO Creative City Network is a flagship event, and then hopefully that we can get that. We will maybe by this year. Hopefully we can announce it to you, to share to you the good news. Number 8 atau number 8, Green Connector Network. This is also, as I mentioned to you, many of my media friends. My dream is for everyone to walk seamlessly. Can walk seamlessly. No halangan, no barriers, and then it's nice to walk and to bring your family in the city. I know that it's a very tall dream, tall order, but I think if we don't move now, you can see that we already started clearing many of the lane, the pedestrian walkway. There are a lot of illegals and all that. So we also would like to have to connect from one one pocket park to another pocket park, and then connect to the through the pedestrian walkway. We also put condition in many of the new development for them to connect. If there is already existing, to connect from one area, maybe the train station, bus station, to their development covered, and then with solar energy and all that. I think recently we were in Taman Melati. We from the Taman Melati train station to the university, so it's around 350 meters. So I think slowly we will connect it, and we already have the plan for this green corridor. This is very close to my heart. I hope that we can get that done. But of course that there's a lot of work that we need to do, because like for example the walkaway with the 3-line corridor, link placing by park spaces and gardens and urban, like in Singapore they have, if I'm not mistaken, they have 360 kilometer of green connector. The one park, maybe we cannot. People say, oh, can you get a park like as big as New York what do you call it, Central Park. We can, but if we connect the existing park, we can have a very nice green tree line and also green connector. So I think this is also important. And finally, fashion and textile area. I think you will see during the Raya, this Raya is the first time that I really in Kuala Lumpur as a mayor and have the opportunity to go to the ground. This area, fashion and textile, I think during the Ramadan, during the Hari Raya shopping was full of people. I didn't realize that, wow, we need to do something to this, because when I went to the site, to the ground, they said, Datuk, senang tapi nak jalan ni nak susah, nak tolak anak dengan stroller, kami nak pergi shopping family. So I think these ideas at the the Masjid Jami' and Enclave, I think that is where the fashion and textile area. So I think this is important for us to this 10 project signal our intention to bring Kuala Lumpur historic core back to life with soul. We need to bring soul to Kuala Lumpur with purpose. Not only soul, but with purpose and with people at the center. I think this is very important. People to be the key point here. So that's why before 25th, I told Datuk Hamdan, let us share with you. This is what we want to do. Maybe you can have more understanding. We can have a Q&A so that you can, hopefully, you are our promoter, you are our ambassador, so that you can write something about this and support us with this idea. But maybe you can also bring some new ideas, because we are very open here. So I think this is very important. At the same time, what we are doing now, this year, as I mentioned to you earlier, this year that we have 15 flagship program, which is to be implemented this year, 2025. So this we the BKL strategic city development stage. This is have the quick win, the middle term, short term, middle term, long term, and the sustainable term in this Warisan Kuala Lumpur. But we have 2015 flagship program within the BKL for 2025 is very much in line with this. So I hope that with this Warisan Kuala Lumpur as a national agenda, because this will be launched by our Prime Minister, and I hope that this national agenda can be delivered by DBKL and Big City with key national and local actors, and also supported by the Ministry of Finance and Prime Minister Department, and also supported by all of you, by the private sector, by the people, philanthropists, and all by the entrepreneurs. This is our Kuala Lumpur Warisan or Kuala Lumpur Heritage, not DBKL Kuala Lumpur Heritage, not Ting City Kuala Lumpur Heritage, but it's our Warisan Kuala Lumpur, our Kuala Lumpur Heritage. So I always believe in the 4 Ps. I think you have heard this: public, private, people partnership. By this, hopefully that we can work together and become the living embodiments of the Malaysia Madani. So I hope that we can get some, we already calculated with the economy Madani, the Warisan Kuala Lumpur will contribute, I think, around 7.85 billion in potential economic value. So we already calculated into that, and over 9 million projected new visitors, because we just launched the Visit Kuala Lumpur portal, and then next year will be the Tahun Melawat Malaysia, and then at the same time this year we are the ASEAN chairman. So I think this will be very timely for us. So more importantly, as I said, we put people at the center, not just as the beneficiaries, but also as co-creator of Kuala Lumpur future. So in every sense, Warisan Kuala Lumpur brings Madani values to life on the ground for the people. So inshallah, with your support and with everyone's support, we hope that we can make this reality, and we really hope that, anchored by our history, with a future shaped by stories, by spaces, and the people who call this city home, who love Kuala Lumpur, and would like to live in Kuala Lumpur. Thank you so much.
Sergam lambang demokrasi. Cahaya menjulang tinggi, Parlemen tersergam lambang demokrasi.